Hi, good afternoon. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi. Hello, Norma. Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, Ana Sofia. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, hi.
Hi. Okay, let's begin then. Well, today is the last session of the course. Fortunately, we finished with the use of English part and the and the listening part as well. But I have more exercises so we can practice. But first, we're going to begin, as always, with the reading part. We are going to do the same dynamic. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to read the text, and then we'll check answers. So, first of all, it says answer this activity. It's about spiders. It says, what do you know about spiders? For this, first of all, I'm gonna let you read the whole text. I can't show you the 2 pages. Oh, yes, I think I can. I think I know how. Okay, give me a sec. Oh, no, it's not gonna be possible because of the sharing, but okay. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to read these 2 paragraphs, and then the other 3 paragraphs because we're going to need that whole article to say which information it's not mentioned in the text. So for that, I'm gonna, well, for the whole article in total, I'm gonna give you, okay, 3 minutes and 3 minutes. Okay, yes. So you can start now reading it, and in 3 minutes, I will scroll down for the next part of the article. You can start.
Excuse me, I don't know
Yes.
if it's my internet, but I can see just audios, like slower, medium.
Ah, sorry, I think it's a wrong. Can you see it now?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, now I will scroll down for the second part. Hello, Ana Paula. Good afternoon. We are in the first part and we are reading the text. We already read the first part, so this is the second part. But in the meantime, well, you can read the second part. It's about spiders, so you can catch up.
I can't see your screen. I don't know if it's my computer.
Ah, yes, I think it's because you just got in. Can you see it now?
Oh, yeah. Mhm. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes to finish reading. Okay, now let's go back to the first part. So again, the instruction was to find out or identify which of these information is not mentioned in the text. So does anyone know what is not mentioned on the text from these topics?
Digestive system.
Digestive system, yes. And what else? 2 more. Doesn't talk about
Sense organs.
sense organs.
Benefits to humans.
Yes, it talks about benefits to humans. Maybe it doesn't exactly say that this substance that the spiders release help humans, but they say it in other words, like in a subtle way.
I think it's relationships with humans.
No, either. Look, there's a part here that talks about humans, the relationship they have.
Arachnophobia.
Yes, like I just said, arachnophobia doesn't precisely mean something positive regarding relationships, but it's very ambiguous. But it has to do with a relationship with people has with spiders, because people have with spiders, because there's a fear, a generalized fear for spiders. So that makes it a relationship. One more.
Diet
actually is type of webs that they don't mention anything about types of web. Yes, they don't say anything about that. And webs, you know, are the material, well, not material, what the spiders create as their home. So they don't say anything about that. So it doesn't mention anything of those three topics: digestive system, sense organs, and types of web. Okay, good. Now, there's another exercise about this same reading, and you have to identify or circle true or false for these sentences. And for this, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to complete it, or did you do it? No? Okay, then I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Do you need me to go back, scroll up? Okay, so I'm gonna scroll up, and if you need me to scroll down, let me know and I'll do it. Okay, and, or if, you know what, maybe, so it's more practical, take a picture of the questions if you want to, and you can check if it's true or false. So we don't do this, like go back. The first question says, the web is every spider's preferred method of catching food. Is it true or false? So spiders are even humans. And
I think it doesn't say.
I think it's like
Yeah,
false.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yes, it's false.
How they catch it, but not if it's their preferred method.
It says that they use different ways to catch food.
Yes. So it's false. Very good. Number 2 says most spiders prefer eating insects to birds.
False.
It's true, actually. It's true. Most spiders prefer eating insects to birds. And actually, yes, that's true. Because only the very big spiders, maybe the size of a tarantula, they eat, they have big prey such as birds, but mostly what spiders do, they eat insects. It's like for them, it's more possible to eat than a bigger prey than they are. So it's true. Number 3. It's true. Number 3, female widow spiders sometimes eat the male spiders for reproduction. And there's another insect that does that, the religious mantis. They eat their the other animal, the other insect. And number 4.
It's true.
True.
A quarter of all spiders produce venom, which can kill humans. It's false. Let's go back to that part. Where does it say? Spiders produce several silk? No.
It's in the other. It's in the other part.
Yes, the venom. It's when spiders are stunning or killing their prey rather than attacking humans. In fact, only 25 of the known spider species produce venom, we can actually harm humans. So only 25 species. A quarter of all spiders produce venom to kill humans. So it's false
Yes.
because it says 25 species, but a quarter, it's different. A quarter represents that percentage rather than the exact number. So it's false. Number 5. Bites from the Sydney funnel web spider were more deadly before 1981. That's
True?
It's true. Yes, it's true. Very good. It's true. And number 6, contact with tarantula hairs will probably make you want to scratch.
It's true.
It's true. Very good. It's true. Yes, they have like this little, like it's fuzzy, those little fuzzy hairs. Yes, and if you enter contact with them, yes, they're gonna make you want to scratch. Very good. And 7, most spiders migrate to warmer climates in winter.
False.
False.
Because it says spiders rarely stray far from their home environment.
Exactly.
Tend not to favor significant changes in temperature.
Very good. And those are all the strategies I've been telling you, that it doesn't exactly say what the question, well, here what the question is telling you, but in another words, they telling you precisely this, that this information is false, that they remain in their environment rather than leave because of climatic conditions or seasons. Okay, very good. And number 8, spiders produce different types of silk for different functions.
True.
True, yes. Some spider silk is stronger than steel.
True.
And
False.
no, wait, it's number 9. It's false. Yes, it's false. Number 9. Yes, because I'm loose. Yes. Number 9 is false. And number 10, generally speaking, spiders are not sociable animals.
True.
True. They're hostile. And 11, in the past, certain diseases were frequently transmitted by humans to humans by spiders. Certain diseases.
False.
I think it's false.
And remember,
Were wrongly believed.
remember that exactly. And false. And the last one, not all cultures believe spiders bring good luck.
True.
True. Very good. So here are the answers. And they're correct, yes. Now, last thing about reading, it says true or false, reading check. This is for you to reflect on individually. It says, I do not use opinions to answer the exam. I do not read all the text first. I read the questions along with their answers first. I read the questions about specific details first. I skim the text to answer general questions. So again, this is for you to reflect on by yourselves. Now, remember, this has to do a lot with the recommendations or tips. Always read the answers first and always skim the text. Don't try to read the whole text because you're going to waste a lot of time. Reading, it's evidently different than skimming. Skimming is like going like this, reading very fast. But reading is like you go and comprehend what you're reading and analyzing it. That's what is going to make you waste time. Sometimes it all depends in the in the test, sorry, that one of the things that you can do is to read the first line of every paragraph. That gives you an idea of what it's talking about. Remember that all the 99% of the paragraphs, they begin with the thesis statement. The thesis statement is what the paragraph is about. So by getting to know the thesis statement, you will have a better idea of what the paragraph is about. And with that, you won't need to read the whole text, because again, it's a total waste of time when the information that you need to find, it's maybe sometimes it's in the first paragraph, in the first line, or even the last line. So that's why you have to skim. So this is for the reading part. And also read if you have the questions, read the questions and the answers first, and then you go to the reading. So you can get to know what they're going to be asking you. Sorry. Okay, now let's move on to the next ability, which is writing, I think. Let me see. No, this is not. Okay. Writing. It's writing. Okay. In writing, with these exercises that are a little difficult, I know. But if you go to every site that is specialized in preparation tests, they have these exercises, especially for our level, C1, C2. This is the strategy they use for you to practice reading. And here are some examples of topics for the writing section. It says write 200 to 230 words on an important worldwide event that is happening this year or has already happened this year. Question: what is the event? What happens there and how many people are attending? Where is the event taking place and why is it important? What do you think the atmosphere would be like if you were able to attend? This type of questions, like it says, they are on the test and they help you, and they can help you to figure out and think about what you are going to write in order to have a long answer, longer enough to fill up that 200 to the 230 words. And remember, this is the average they ask you to write. And one of the tips were never to write less than 200 and no more than 230, because you're going to write about information that may not be relevant for the moment when they assess your writing section. So the perfect amount is between these two numbers, no more, no less. And remember, you don't need to count the words because it's automatic as you write. Sometimes in the at the top corner or the bottom corner, they show you the amount of words you have written so far. So you won't be needing to count. And other example, write 200, 230 words responding to the statement. Museums are not important in a digital age. Yes, sometimes they ask you for debatable topics, and sometimes they even ask for your opinion, like your point of view on different matters. Like in this one, museums are not important in digital age. Sometimes they force you to take a side, like in here, specifically here. Maybe you don't agree with this, but they're asking you to write about that. So you need to put your head in someone's other head that they think that they have this idea, that they agree with this. Then in number 3, write 200, 230 words responding to the statement, grammar does not matter in a social media age. So they ask you for topics about history, about like here grammar, or news, like current events, like in this one. And the third one, write a report, and here they ask you for more words. Sorry. Write a report of 250 and 270 words about this graph showing unemployment rates throughout the world. So be careful, you might encounter yourself in this type of questions. Yes, I know. I look at the graph and I was like, oh my God. It's like I told you yesterday that once I did the TOEFL exam and they were asking about, no, it was a lecture, it was a listening about geology. I was so not bored, I was confused because of the terms they were using. So remember, one of the tips I have been telling you to do is to just listen to lectures. Again, if it's not your area of expertise, doesn't matter. Just at least get familiar with the basic terms that they might use with technicisms. So, yes, sometimes they can even put a picture like, yes, put a picture like this, a graph, and you have to write about that. So, we're going to do one of these exercises. I found this in this website actually. And again, don't worry if you didn't figure out all the words. The point here is to identify the type of language, the type of words, the conjunctions. Conjunctions are the words that connect ideas, the sign points, and expressions. Okay, so it's an exercise like this, but of another website, this one. I'm going to show it to you. Give me a sec. Hi, Fatima. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
And here it is. This is for listening, which we're going to be doing later on. Writing. Look, and this is, they give you like, this is the one of Cambridge, but it can give you ideas. Let me share. And they can give you ideas to how to complete this type of assessments. And it says part 1, write an essay with a discursive focus. Some material to read up to 150 words, which may include material taken from advertisements, extracts from letters, emails, postcards, diaries, short article, etc. And that's what we saw, that emails, reviews, even a brochure, things like that. So based on that and using that information, you have to write an essay with a discursive focus. 220, 260 words. Again, it varies. And the second part, situationally based writing task. Choose one of 4 questions. Yes, sometimes they do that. Even to exams to get in different universities, even for master's degree, they ask you to pick one of 4 questions and to make an essay about that question that you chose. And you have to read some input material and write one of the following: a letter, email, proposal, report, or a review. And amount of words, it varies. And what they assess: context, obviously, if you answer the question, if you understood what they're asking you to write about. The communicative achievement, if you completed the task in the right sort of language. If they ask you to write a letter to an institution, that discourse has to be formal. If they ask you to write a letter to a magazine like the one that we saw yesterday, not that formal. Or to a newspaper. Organization, if you structure your writing with paragraphs, very important. Make sure to have the paragraphs well separated. Usually, academic writing, in here, yes, the manage is to between 200 words or something, but regarding paragraphs, always have an introduction paragraph, body paragraphs, they can vary. It all depends on if you can reach the amount of words that they ask you to in 4 paragraphs, for example, of body, or 3 paragraphs of body. So introduction, 3 to 4 paragraphs of body, and the last one, conclusion. That's the general structure for essays. So take that into consideration, because again, they assess this, the organization of paragraphs. And the language. As we have seen during the whole week, your level is asking you to use complex language, complex words, advanced vocabulary, not like A1, that they are more everyday life conversations, basic words, but no, you are beyond that type of language and vocabulary. And to finish this part of advices or tips, how to prepare. Choose a question that you're interested in. You will write better if you know the subject, evidently. You're not going to choose a topic of something that you have no idea or you're not interested in. So the question that you find most appealing for you, you choose that one. Read this explanation on how to write an article is what I told you. Introduction, body, paragraph, conclusion. But if you want to know more, feel free to make a research after this. Read the instructions carefully before you start. This is a very big problem. We don't read instructions. I can't stress enough the fact that people do not read instructions because they take for granted, I know what to do. No. Sometimes instructions, they have something else that by simply looking at it, you don't see it. You need to read instructions. Make notes. It's what I told you to the classes ago in the right, well, that one is the listening part, but also in the writing part, take notes. It helps a lot. And you must include all the points in the instructions. It all depends on the instructions, obviously. Make a plan before you start writing, but okay, take into consideration how to prepare. Don't do this on the test, of course, because you're going to waste time. And decide what information to put in each paragraph. This is like a rehearsal writing before the test. Think about who are you writing to. That's a discourse. If you're writing to a company, an institution, or a person. To use an appropriate style of language. Try to use a range of complex language. Again, C1, complex. Leave enough time to check what you have written. So always take into consideration the time. Now, we're going to do the exercises. We did an email, we did a review. We're going to, and also the letter to our newspaper, we did it 2 days ago, I think, or yesterday. We're going to do this one of the brochure. So it says, write your answer in 250 words. We're going to do this part. Which ones can you guess? And context. Your college is hosting some visitors from England. Your teacher wants you to create a brochure about things you do in your town. And asks the students to write about a place they like to go. Write about a place you like to visit or near your town. Describe it and state what young people can do there. State what type of person would enjoy this place. Indicate how to get there and give details of any costs or prices. Again, this is an example. We don't live in England or we don't know the place you're talking about. So some words are not going to be applied to where we live. Again, this is an example that someone wrote, but we have to guess the words they wrote. So we're going to do it. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. Don't worry if you don't get all the words. Try as much as you can in 10 minutes. And then we will read the whole text and we're going to analyze that discourse they used for writing this. Because you might have to do the same thing or write an essay or write a review, whatever they ask you to do on the test. So you can start now, 10 minutes. And I'll be right back, okay? In the meantime, get to work. Okay, 4 more minutes. Okay, let's see. The first one, what it says, a tourist brochure. Did anyone got a word or something? I already clicked on this one. It begins with while.
While you are in
Uh-huh.
somewhere,
Well,
you may visit the
While you are in Westbury, I mean, this one, obviously, we're not gonna be able to guess it, obviously. So don't worry if you didn't get it. But while you are in Westbury, you
may visit the
must visit the, well, there must be a place, right? Of white horse country.
this place is
Mhm.
at the park. Oh,
But notice that it could fit because we don't have the whole context, but place, a park is a place. So it can also be applicable to that. So fine. Is what? Surprising. Situated, of course. On the top, could be, of a hill. I think it's a hill. Okay, now, let's see. We're gonna see the whole text. Okay, now, let's analyze that type of language. Okay, so we're gonna do like yesterday. Each one of you is gonna read a couple of lines and we analyze it. So please Ana Paola help me reading, and you're going to read until hillside, please.
Okay. While you are in Westbury, you must visit the White Horse Country Park. The park is situated on the top of a hill overlooking the town and has magnificent views across the countryside. The famous white horse, a chalk symbol which can be seen from many miles away, lies on the side of the hillside.
Mhm. Ana Sofia, please help me until hill here.
Yes. The park is also the site of an iron age fort, and everyone from young children to adults can enjoy climbing on the banks and can even roll down some of the gentle slopes. If you have a kite, bring it along because there is often a strong breeze on the hill.
Mhm. Fatima, continue until footing. There are
There are a number of paths around the park where you can take in the view. These may not be suitable for people with pushchairs, wheelchairs, users, and people who are unsure for their footing.
Mhm. Norma, continue please until shop.
After your exertions, you can enjoy an ice cream from the ice cream van, which is always present. The easiest way to get there is by car. Just leave the town along the Bratton Road and take the road on the right next to the pottery shop.
Mhm. And Mariana, please finish the text.
Yes, the road is well signposted. If you don't have a car, you can get a taxi. A trip will cost about £5 from the town center. Otherwise, it's a cheap 45-minute walk. It's a steep 45-minute walk. Entrance to the park is free of charge.
Okay, now let's take a general look at that text. The first thing that we can see is that it's formal, but at the same time, it's like a discourse that like conversation that you would have with a friend. So it's like you're telling, while you're in this place, you must visit this park because it's amazing. So notice that it's a conversation as if you were having it with a friend, but written. And we can see that it's not that formal, but notice the structure and the vocabulary they use. Magnificent. Usually it's not common to say magnificent, that the adjectives, pay attention to the adjectives we have here. And lies on the side of the hillside, the side, and everyone from young children can enjoy climbing, can even roll down, the phrasal verbs, roll down. If you have a kite, bring it along. Phrasal verbs, bring it along. And there are a number of paths around where you can take in the view. Notice how instead of saying you can see the view, sorry, it's white. you can see the view. Notice this doesn't sound good as where you can take in the view. So that's what we mean when we say our discourse, the way we express our ideas have to be complex, not simple as you can see the view, or you can take in the view, watching the landscapes, the landmarks, those type of things. Also suitable, it's a good word. Instead of saying appropriate or adequate, suitable sounds better. And other thing, just leave the town along the Bratton, take the road on the right. And here they're telling directions, saying directions. Signposted, notice that it's an adjective, but not in a way that it's saying that it's beautiful or ugly or big or small. It's that it's saying the signals, the signs, they're well structured so you can get to your destination with no problem. And attribute cause, otherwise, remember the conjunctions. Otherwise, the easiest way. Well, it's not a conjunction, but notice how the sentences begin. While, and entrance to the park is free of charge. Okay, and notice how instead of saying that it's free, it's adding of charge. So it's more, the text is richer in a way that it has many words, it's well explained, and it's detailed. Okay, so that's all with the writing part. Now, let's move on to the listening part. Now, for this exercise, we're going to leave again the platform we have been using, and I'm going to play an audio about about life on Mars, but it's not the same one as we have in here in the platform. So the audio is 1 minute 41 seconds. So I'm going to play it. As I play it, I'm going to let me wait. No, give me a second. It's because I have another one here that I think it's better. Listening one. Yes, here it is. Okay, here it is. It says, in this part, you will hear short extracts from exchanges between interacting speakers with 2 multiple choice questions on each extract. So for this short listening, we're going to answer that 2 questions. And it says, you hear 2 people talking about the World Cup football. And the question number 1 says, what do the 2 people agree about? They believe the standard of football is good. They think a good opportunity to socialize. They agree that it gives a sense of global unity. Question number 2. What, in the man's opinion, is the best thing about this year's tournament? It takes place in a similar zone. His team are expected to do well. The tournament coincides with his time off from work. Okay, so remember, first read the questions and answers, and then you listen. Okay, now that we read the 2 questions, I'm going to play the audio, and then you are going to answer the question.
5 en punto.
Okay, here it goes.
The World Cup starts in 3 weeks. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah, great.
Aren't you into the World Cup then?
Oh, I don't mind it, I suppose. When I was younger, I used to quite like watching all those fit men running around. And it's nice to get together with some friends in the pub and really get into a match. I also like the fact that this is the time of year when people from all over the world are excited about the same thing. It brings nations together, I think.
It starts fights between them more like. I think it's a great chance to see really good quality football.
Good football? Then why do all the men I see swear at the players because they're always slipping up? Anyway, this country never does very well.
Our problem is that we always do well against the good teams, and then we mess up when we're playing the not so good ones. Anyway, the great thing about the World Cup this year is that the country that's hosting it is only 1 or 2 hours ahead of us. I'll be able to watch loads of matches without staying up all night or missing work. I might go out for a drink with some mates and see a game on a few evenings if you want to come.
Okay. Question number 1. What do you think is the answer? Or do I play it again? Yes. Okay, I'm going to play one more time. Yes, it's British accent. I know it's a little difficult to understand. Okay, one more time.
The World Cup starts in 3 weeks. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah, great.
Aren't you into the World Cup then?
Oh, I don't mind it, I suppose. When I was younger, I used to quite like watching all those fit men running around. And it's nice to get together with some friends in the pub and really get into a match. I also like the fact that this is the time of year when people from all over the world are excited about the same thing. It brings nations together, I think.
It starts fights between them more like. I think it's a great chance to see really good quality football.
Good football? Then why do all the men I see swear at the players because they're always slipping up? Anyway, this country never does very well.
Our problem is that we always do well against the good teams, and then we mess up when we're playing the not so good ones. Anyway, the great thing about the World Cup this year is that the country that's hosting it is only 1 or 2 hours ahead of us. I'll be able to watch loads of matches without staying up all night or missing work. I might go out for a drink with some mates and see a game on a few evenings if you want to come.
Okay, so does anyone have answer 1? Any ideas?
I think they agree that it gives a sense of global unity. How do you say it? How do you say that word? Unity. Unity. Yeah.
And no.
No, I don't think so. Yes.
What
Because
is
the man talks at the beginning when he talks about the like it causes more problem than unity, more discussion, something about that.
Mhm.
So I believe there is like the first one. They believe the standard of the football is good.
And it's number 2. Yes, it's because the woman says
It's number 2?
yes.
Okay, what?
Look,
It's because the man says that it caused problems or something like that.
here is the script. Can you see it? Yes, right? Okay. Let's go over the script. It says the World Cup, blah, 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 the introduction, but woman, she says that she doesn't care that much about the World Cup. When I was younger, when she was younger, she used to like watching them because they look fit. And it's nice to get together with some friends in the pub. Okay, so there she talks about socializing, okay, the woman. Now, let's see what the man says. It starts fight between them. I think they're a great chance to see really good quality football. Okay, and then she says, she disagrees about that, but then he says, our problem is that we always do well and mess up. Anyway, the great thing is that the World Cup this year is hosting and it's, that time zone. I'll be able to watch lots of matches without staying up all night or missing work. I might go out for a drink with some mates and see a game on a few evenings. So doesn't exactly say, yes, that the man says, oh yes, it's a good opportunity to socialize and be with people. But he says that regarding the World Cup, even though the team doesn't do well and they don't care about if they're winning or not, what they say is that it's a good opportunity to be with other people and talk about it. But again, another tip I can give you, or observation maybe, usually the activities or the exercises they give in the preparation exercises or in the preparation courses are more difficult than the exam. I promise you that. They're more difficult than the exam. You won't be, I think the accent on the listenings are American, not British. So that will be better for us, but no worries. The one that I have here, the other listening, it's with American accent. So it's gonna be way easier. So we're going to do another one. This one is about science, okay? This one that we just did is just an everyday conversation between two people. But this one is about Mars. So I'm going to, it's multiple choice questions. So, and here they are. I'm going to show. Okay. Let's read questions and answers first. Okay. Please, Ana Paula, help me with number 1 and reading the answers too, please.
What kind of cocktail did the scientists say they found? A mocktail, a toxic cocktail, a vodka-based cocktail, a Molotov cocktail.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. Ana Sofia, number 2, please.
What was another name the article called Mars? The hot Earth, Martian, or the red planet?
Mhm. Norma, 3.
Which university carried out this research? Edinburgh, Eden, Elgin Engineer.
Mariana, 4.
What kind of scientists did the research? Nanobiologists, microbiologists, astrobiologists, plant biologists.
Fatima, 5.
What kind of layer did the scientists say Mars did not have? Fat layer, ozone, crust, thin layer.
Mhm. Ana Paola, number 6.
How quickly did the chemicals and radiation kill the organisms?
Mhm.
Very quickly, 100 mph, like a snail, about 3 a second.
MPH stands for miles per hour.
Okay.
Ana Sofia, 7.
How many times faster did the mix kill the organisms? 9 times, 10 times, 11 times, 12 times.
Norma,
What do observations show about the surface of a present-day Mars? It is highly, can you move that? Thank you. It is highly harmful to cells. It is red. There are many cocktails. The UV rays are ultraviolet.
Mariana,
For what kind of life is the surface of Mars deadly? Plant life, park life, vegetable life, fruit life.
Fatima,
What do the chemicals and UV rays make the surface of Mars? Hot, flat, shiny, and inhabitable.
Mhm. So now that we read questions and answers, I'm going to play the audio. And no worries, like I said, it's American English, not British.
Life on Mars would be difficult. Scientists say life on Mars would be difficult. This is breakingnewsenglish.com. Scientists have discovered new things about the atmosphere and environment on Mars. They found a toxic cocktail of chemicals that would easily kill any living organism. The chemicals have been found on the surface of the red planet. The scientists from Edinburgh University in the UK say the discovery of the chemicals means the chance of finding life on Mars has fallen. The scientists are astrobiologists. They study the atmosphere and environments in the universe that might support life. The researchers said Mars had no ozone layer, which means there are high levels of ultraviolet UV radiation. The mix of UV radiation and the chemicals sterilized the Martian landscape. The scientists tested what happens when the chemicals found on Mars mix with UV radiation. They found it killed organisms very quickly. The chemicals alone were enough to kill living organisms. However, when the chemicals were mixed with UV rays, the mix killed organisms 11 times faster. The scientists said, "Our observations show that the surface of present-day Mars is highly harmful to cells, caused by a toxic cocktail of chemicals and UV radiation." They added that their research was further evidence that the surface of Mars is deadly to any form of plant life. They say the chemicals and UV rays make much of the surface and near-surface regions uninhabitable. This is Georgiana Hall reporting from South Korea.
Okay, I'm going to play it one more time.
Scientists say life on Mars would be difficult. This is breakingnewsenglish.com. Scientists have discovered new things about the atmosphere and environment on Mars. They found a toxic cocktail of chemicals that would easily kill any living organism. The chemicals have been found on the surface of the red planet. The scientists from Edinburgh University in the UK say the discovery of the chemicals means the chance of finding life on Mars has fallen. The scientists are astrobiologists. They study the atmosphere and environments in the universe that might support life. The researchers said Mars had no ozone layer, which means there are high levels of ultraviolet UV radiation. The mix of UV radiation and the chemicals sterilized the Martian landscape. The scientists tested what happens when the chemicals found on Mars mix with UV radiation. They found it killed organisms very quickly. The chemicals alone were enough to kill living organisms. However, when the chemicals were mixed with UV rays, the mix killed organisms 11 times faster. The scientists said, "Our observations show that the surface of present-day Mars is highly harmful to cells, caused by a toxic cocktail of chemicals and UV radiation." They added that their research was further evidence that the surface of Mars is deadly to any form of plant life. They say the chemicals and UV rays make much of the surface and near-surface regions uninhabitable. This is Georgiana Hall reporting from South Korea.
So, number one, what is it?
B.
Toxic.
B.
B, toxic cocktail.
Okay, first you're going to tell me, and then I'm going to tell you after that, like the 10 of them, which one is right and which one is wrong in case it happens. So you say letter B. Yes, right? Letter B. Okay, letter B, toxic cocktail. Okay, number two.
The red planet.
Red planet.
Planet, letter D. Number three.
B.
A.
B.
B or A?
Edinburgh.
B.
Okay, you say, okay, some people are saying A and B. Okay, I'm gonna, those two I'm gonna check. Okay, number four.
C.
C.
Astrobiologist.
Biologists, 5.
B.
B.
5B, ozone. And number 6.
Very quickly.
A.
A.
Quickly.
Number 7.
11
C.
times.
11 times.
C. D.
8.
A.
A.
A, D. Okay, some people say it's A, some are it's D. Number 9.
A.
A.
Okay. And 10.
D.
D.
E.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's see. Number 1 is letter B. Number 2 is letter D. Number 3 is letter A. Number 4 is letter C. 5, letter B. 6, A. 7, C. 8, A. 9, A. And 10, D. Okay, very good. So this is a good example of the type of listenings that they mentioned, well, that they use, sorry, on the test about science. Okay, let's do another one. It's gonna be about this same one, but it's another exercise. It's a true-false exercise. Let me look for it. Where is it? Also, no. Where's one? Listening. Multiple choice. Here it is. Okay. It's this one. True, false. Read the headline. Guess if A to H below are true or false. I'm going to play it one more time, but before that, let's read the statements. Ana Paola, number 1, please.
Scientists found alcoholic cocktails on Mars.
Ana Sofia, 2.
Scientists say there is an increased chance of finding life on Mars.
Norma,
Astrobiologists study the chances of finding life in the universe.
Mariana,
The scientists found that Mars had a very thin ozone layer.
Fatima,
Chemicals and radiation on Mars would kill organisms very quickly.
Ana Paola, 6.
The chemicals alone would kill organisms 11 times faster.
Ana Sofia,
The scientists said their work was more evidence that Mars was deadly.
and Norma, 8.
The scientists said the surface of Mars was can you help me? Uninhabitable?
Uninhabitable.
Uninhabitable.
Uninhabitable. Sorry. Uninhabitable. Uninhabitable. Sorry. Like that. So I'm going to play the audio and true or false. And one more time.
Scientists say life on Mars would be difficult. This is breakingnewsenglish.com. Scientists have discovered new things about the atmosphere and environment on Mars. They found a toxic cocktail of chemicals that would easily kill any living organism. The chemicals have been found on the surface of the red planet. The scientists from Edinburgh University in the UK say the discovery of the chemicals means the chance of finding life on Mars has fallen. The scientists are astrobiologists. They study the atmosphere and environments in the universe that might support life. The researchers said Mars had no ozone layer, which means there are high levels of ultraviolet UV radiation. The mix of UV radiation and the chemicals sterilized the Martian landscape. The scientists tested what happens when the chemicals found on Mars mix with UV radiation. They found it killed organisms very quickly. The chemicals alone were enough to kill living organisms. However, when the chemicals were mixed with UV rays, the mix killed organisms 11 times faster. The scientists said, "Our observations show that the surface of present-day Mars is highly harmful to cells, caused by a toxic cocktail of chemicals and UV radiation." They added that their research was further evidence that the surface of Mars is deadly to any form of plant life. They say the chemicals and UV rays make much of the surface and near-surface regions uninhabitable. This is Georgiana Hall reporting from South Korea.
Okay, and number 1. Oh no, it's letter A. Yeah, yes, number 1. What is it? True or false?
False.
Okay, you say false. And number 2.
False.
False.
False. Okay, and 3.
True.
True. 4.
The scientists cannot mention anything. False.
False. That number 5.
True.
True. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
False.
True. Oh my God.
And 7.
True.
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 True. 8.
True.
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 Okay, let's see the correct answers. Number 1, false. 2, false. 3, true. 4, false. 5, true. 6, false. 7, true. And 8, true. Okay. Now, let's move on to the speaking part. Share the screen. Okay. Okay, writing. Oh, we're in the listening part, speaking. Okay, speaking part. And yesterday, I told you we are going to do this. It says real practice. Talk with your partner for around 3 minutes about all the pictures, mentioning what you think unites these people. Since you are 5, well, we're gonna have to do a team of 3 and a pair, okay? I told you I was going to put you in breakout rooms, and I'm going to set the time for 3 minutes. So I will be going back and forth during the 3 minutes to check how you're doing. Remember, this is gonna help you to practice with the interaction part. The second part of the second section of the exam, where you have to have a conversation with another candidate, and you have to put in practice the abilities we saw, like how to make like these ones: paraphrasing, commenting, checking for understanding, asking for details, expression or descriptions, such as these ones that we saw yesterday. Let me see if I understand you correctly. What I think you're saying is, do you know what I'm saying? Making sure that you are involving the other person in the conversation. Now, again, you have to talk about these pictures, mentioning what you think unites these people. Other thing, doesn't matter if you made a mistake or something. What matters is that you don't stop talking. Remember, the advices they gave us are to speak, speak, speak. Okay, so I suggest you to take a picture of your cell phone to this picture, because I'm not going to be able to share the screen while you are in the breakout rooms. So I suggest you to take a picture with your cell phone and have it with you when you have the conversation with your partner. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds to take the picture with your cell phone and have it with you. In the meantime, I'll be doing the breakout rooms. Let me see if it's first of all, I need to see if it's possible. Yes, it is possible. Okay, I'm going to create 2 rooms automatically, and I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. Let me. Okay. The moment I open the rooms, the breakout rooms, you begin. Okay, the time is going to start counting. So
I need to. I thought this was going to be just 1 hour, and I need to leave.
Okay, it's okay. Who is it?
Oh, Fatima.
Fatima. Okay, Fatima. You are in a team of 3, so you can. Okay, you can leave. It's gonna be 2. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so well, now we have the pairs 2 and 2. Now, as soon as I open all the breakout rooms, that time is going to start. So, and you start right away. And it's gonna be 3 minutes. Wait, let me 3 minutes. And you start now. Okay, good. Now, this was practice. This is literally what you're going to do. And as I was checking, you didn't look nervous. That's fine. That's not fine. I mean, that's great. Not fine. Great. So look, these are other recommendations that we have here. Evaluation. This is for you to reflect on your own time. And you have to self-evaluate yourself and your partner. And in here, these are precisely the things that are going to be assessing. Interaction, production, fluency, accuracy, lexical range, and pronunciation. So the tip is to think about positive ways to improve each area. Think back for a minute. How was your conversation with your partner? How was it? If you hesitated, if you were nervous, or if you had a moment of silence because you run out of ideas, those type of things. Always remember that even though you don't really believe what you're saying, as long as you don't stop talking, okay? And that's the thing. And one of your classmates, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, asked a very good question. And this part of the exam that if they ask me about something that I'm not really familiar with, are they going to deduct points because I don't know, and I'm saying something that is not true? That is a good thing. But like I said, the topics that they're going to be asking you about are like this, things you think about certain situations. So like I said, they're not going to ask you about, tell me the history of math in 3 minutes. No, they're going to ask you about something that all of us can answer with a very wide ideas, of what they're asking us. Now, part 3. Remember, part 3, this is individual. The examiner is going to ask you to speak 3 minutes about a determined topic. 3 minutes, your own. And also in here, you can apply what I said to speak, and speak. Don't do like, no, because that's gonna deduct points. And prompts for this section. Guess what each is. So what, complete the words. And it's perfect. 4, you are 4 and 4. Okay, Ana Sofia, try to guess what the first sentence says.
I think it's plastic bags should be plastic bags should be.
I'm gonna help you with that one.
Yes.
It's a synonym of prohibited.
Plastic bag should be. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Banned. Plastic.
Banned, yes.
It's a synonym of prohibition.
Thank you.
Welcome. Ana Paola, number 2.
Animal testing should be legal.
And very good. Animal testing should be legal. Norma, 4. Sorry, 3.
Global warming is not a big issue.
And Mariana, Fatima is the one on the left. The last one?
Yes, don't go into, I'm not really sure about that one. Practices? I don't know. Don't go into politics. Oh, just.
Okay. These are examples of things that they might ask you to talk about in 3 minutes, to give your opinion on something, or to talk about an experience that you had. Can be anything, literally. But again, not specific things like tell me the history of math, or talk about the different types of geology, or the, I don't know, different disciplines. No, things that all of us can answer.
But we can disagree Like if we're not,
Mhm,
we don't
yes.
think the same as the statements, we can
Mhm.
disagree.
Sure. For example, me, I'm gonna give my real opinion. This, I totally disagree on this. So I say, no, it shouldn't be legal because I mean, animals are also living individuals, and I give my reason. So,
Same
And-
with 3.
sorry, what?
The same with number 3. It is a big issue.
Of course, Only Donald Trump thinks it doesn't exist or something like that, I think you said. Yeah. So exactly. If you don't agree, you give your point of view. And something else, before starting, check based on what you're going to be evaluated. Again, production, fluency, accuracy, lexical range, and pronunciation. And this is for you to practice on your own time. I suggest you to do this on, like I said, on your own time. Record yourself with your cell phone, not necessarily on video, maybe audio, and record yourself. Choose one of these 3 topics and talk for, it says here, 2 minutes. But again, on the, well, according to this, to what we have seen since Monday, that you have to talk about that in 3 minutes, but this is for practice. So choose one of these 4. Let's say I'm going to choose animal testing should be legal because I disagree. So I record myself in 2 minutes saying why I disagree, why I think this shouldn't be legal at all. Or also, if you chose one of global warming, go ahead and use practice. And well, this is again summarizing part 1 interview. They asking question like section, question and answer. The second one that you just did, interacting with someone else. Number 3, that sustained monologue. It says sustained because has to be complete. You have to say many things about what they're asking you to sustain. Now, match each part with its criteria. Okay, number 1, it says part 1 interview. Which letter is it? A, B, or C?
I think is A.
A?
No. It's
See?
C, yeah.
Letter C, social, yes, tell me, what? You think?
I think it's B.
Actually, it's C. It says social linguistic awareness, interaction, production, fluency, accuracy, lexical range, and understanding. Because in here, even though it's like question and answer, you are still interacting and you have to understand what they're asking you to, well, what they're asking you. You need to understand it. Because that is one of the things that they're going to assess if you understand what they're asking you. Obviously, if they ask you about why the sky is blue, and your answer is why Earth is green, that's wrong, obviously. If they're checking if you understood. And number 2.
B.
Yeah.
Yes, in fact, is letter B. Social linguistic awareness, interaction, production, fluency, accuracy, lexical range. Yes, and actually was here. 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 And well, the last one by elimination is letter A, the monologue. Awareness, production, fluency, accuracy, lexical range, and production. And this is another example of, well, it's like an advice. It says, part 1 interview, what's the main difference with C1? In C2, you have to speak about more complex topics, whether you know about them or not, such as the stock market. But native like, try out. It's just an example of on your own, you can review yourself talking about what you know of the stock market. It's specialized and not everyone knows exactly how a stock market works, but you can have a general idea. The point is to express your ideas in a way that they match the level of your fluency, or the level of your knowledge on language, on the English language. And the second one, imagine you have to write a plot. This is what we did. We practiced, but it was with the picture that I showed you. And these are prompts that you can practice with a candidate. Supposedly, let's say that you have a friend and you want to practice with a friend, you can do this. Like, imagine you have to write a plot for a novel for a 21st century audience. Incorporate some of the elements you can see in this picture, talk to each other and come up with this plot in 3 minutes. Again, this is just a practice exercise for the interaction part. And this is the one that is individual. Part 3, sustained monologue. Deliver a 3-minute lecture on one of the following topics. Can you guess them? Number 1, which topic do you think it is based on the picture? It's a type of, in all of them is science, like science and I don't know, scientific, academic.
Maybe something that has to be with psychologists stuff.
Or education.
And actually it's philosophy, but yes, in psychology, you see a little bit of philosophy, also in education. So yes, it's close. And this one? Can be general.
Chemical reactions.
Science.
Science. Chemistry. And it's science actually. So this is philosophy. And the other one is science. And this, the third one, this
could be geography or history.
Is history. History. And the fourth one?
Technology.
Technology. Very good. So here it is. Philosophy, science, history, and technology. So they can, in here, they can ask you to give a lecture or talk in 3 minutes about everything you know of technology, of philosophy, science, or technology. And here more topics that you can practice on: economics, environment, criminal justice system, and education. Invent it or talk about one that already exists, in case you are not very familiar with. So that will be it. We covered the whole material. So my suggestion is keep practicing. There are many sites where you can search from and get activities. Actually, I can share with you the webpage that I used for the listening exercise. Give me a second. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share here in the chat. And this is the index. You go through every ability, every skill. We have reading, use of English, writing, listening, and speaking. And there are many. Here we have, let's see, the writing is the one that we did. Let's go to use of English. Reading, use of English. Let's say I'm going to choose number 1. And there you have many exercises. You have 8 and a test. 7. And there's this other website that I use in my classes. Is the other one, the Breaking English. In here, there's a lot of practice on listening. It's called, here it is. And are topics that you can easily get in an exam, in a test. And here is a link. And this is a website. It's called Breaking News English, and it's divided in levels. You will be well, it depends on the reading. Here it's until level 3. Here is level 4, 5, 6. This is level 6. So according to your level, you choose it. I suggest you to start from level 3 until 6 because these 3 are going to be really easy for you. So I suggest you to choose between level 3 and 6. And any topics on science, politics, and where is it? And here is in levels. Look, let's say level 6. Look, there's a lot of Naomi's withdrawal from French tennis open. So notice how specific it is. And there's a lot of activities to do, like warm up, vocabulary, synonym. Oh, look, and this is synonym. This is pretty good for the writing part and also the reading part. So this is a lot of material that you can use to practice for your exam. So that will be everything from my part. And that will be it. And take care and see you around. Have a nice evening. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hope you got good grade on your exam. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Welcome.